Hello everyone. So I'm still working on editing the videos from the World Championship or any footage. I still haven't gotten into that yet. But I've been very busy lately. So since my YouTube channel name is Cubemodder, I've decided to give a little couple minute briefing about how I do it and what I do it, what I use. So let's get started. What I have here is like a Guhong version 1, the pink one, and I actually like this because it's easier to show up mods I'm doing. So let me just get to you guys. First of all, if you have a 3x3, which is a day end, this is what you would like to do. This is what I do to all my cubes, even my 42mm, which you see Felix solving. It's actually even haven't finished the mod on this one, so it is a good thing. So what I use to lube it right now is Traxxas 50K. I use it for mostly all my cubes. I do use Calvin's puzzle, Lubik's puzzle, Lubik's lube, any other lubes, but honestly, that is not what makes the biggest difference in your cube. What I do use a lot is for modding, especially an X-Acto knife. This is probably my best tool ever. It doesn't even have to have new blades. You can see this one has a very dull, old, broken blade, which I prefer to work with because this way I have less chances of scraping my cube off. I usually use this to take stickers off, to put stickers on because it's way easier. You just put the sticker on top of it and align it correctly. I feel like I have a better grip with this. I do use either sandpaper or a nail file. Depends on my mod I'm doing. Sandpaper works good if you're doing something other than a small repairment. Let's say I'm doing a Floria mod in a 5x5. I'll definitely go for sandpaper or a Dremel kit. Usually start with a Dremel kit and finish off to polish it, let's say like that, to take the roughness out of the Dremel with sandpaper. But I've done it before with only sandpaper or only nail files. It depends on how much patience you have. Things to consider. You can commit mistakes, so always be careful. Be sure you want to do what you do. About mods, what I have to say is first of all, use your cube unmodded for at least a week. Because if you do like the way the cube moves without mods, why would you mod it? That's the point, Mods are only necessary if you're not comfortable with what you're using. Right now, I'm using a great 4x4 version 5. Thanks to Josh for this one. I traded him one of my cubes with him for this, and it feels amazing. It feels good. So I'm not really gonna Floria mod it because to me it's not changing my time. So make averages and understand. For instance, another cube is my 57 Shongren. Whoever used it knows it feels like a very good cube, and this is also unmodded. So it's not necessary. Going into mods, especially for Diane, I don't want to make this video too long. Stay within 5 minutes. Besides that, what I do for Diane cubes is what is known as 48-point mod. So you guys can see one of here in this wing, it's rounded off, and the original is like this. What happened is, let me get an edge. It's almost done. The edges usually are square. You kind of can see that I started rounding it off. So what happened is, when you're moving it around, if this happens and the two bumps stick with each other, it's gonna cause the piece to flip a little, and this small flip in the mechanism is what causes popping. So why do you do this mod? It's basically to prevent popping and to make the cube a little smoother. You can do it with a sandpaper or anything like that. You know, it's basic. You're basically gonna just get even an X-Acto knife. If you feel like you have ability to be careful with that, you can get severely cut with that. I do not recommend everyone to do it if you don't have at least a level of skill with things like this. And you just basically round it off like gently, so it becomes this. And what this does, as I said, it prevents little lockups. How I lube my cubes. What I do is I actually lube in between the springs and screws. This is the first thing I do. I'm gonna test it out and see if it needs to be lubed on the pieces. The reason why I do that, because you usually lube in the core, you get way better results than just lubing the pieces. So yeah, you have to take it apart, because another thing is they come stock with different tensions on each side. How I know the tensions are equal. I usually screw it in and count the number of turns on the screws. So I'm screwing it in. Let me take this apart and show you guys. So as I'm screwing it in, I keep track on what's the distance when I pull it out from the core the screws are. So you can see here that when I pull it, I can count like 2-ish turns. So that applies. So I pull it. Some people go all the way to the bottom until they cannot reach anymore. I don't do that because cores have factory defects. So if you do that and start unturning it, you might end up with a little difference. Another thing I do is like I align the screws with the orientation of the core, so you can see that the screw is facing up and like the same way the core is. So if you imagine across this way, this is how I do it, and this way I can get even tensions. Aside from the 48 point mod, I do like corners, which is, as I said, you just are gonna round it off. Sometimes if I feel like it, I'm gonna, you know, shave this a little. Another thing is, thanks to, you know, this is actually Lubix guys things. This comes off sometimes with bumps. It comes off with time, but you know, it's better to speed up the process and just scrape it off. And that's basically it. If you're gonna try mods, be certain of what you want. You can really rain off your cubes. Don't go over the limit. Try a little at a time, and you know, have a lot of patience. Especially because whenever you're getting to, let's say, the last 2 pieces, the last 3 pieces, you might be tired. Some mods might take hours to do. So always remember to have the care you're having, you know, that patience you have to do like the first piece with those 5 minutes you're gonna take until, you know, you feel satisfied. Have that until the last one, because that's what really makes the difference. So that's it for it. I'll see you guys later.